Men are not seeking validation as much as women on social media.
Men, on the low, they seek that validation a lot.
2 verses, make it quick so they could play it on social media.
The days of like 3-minute and 30-second songs, that's done.
But if you let social media destroy your relationship, you are a borderline clown. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to 8 at the Table. We have a special guest with us, Bianca, who is a producer and also an on-air talent from Apartment 5H, but you've probably seen her from a lot of other different things. She actually started out as an editor, and she is part of the Who Are the Who's, but I'm going to let her introduce herself. I also have Marie, so just in case.
Behind the team, 8 at the Table.
So Marie is my counterpart, the one that gives me the hardest time when producing. Today, it's all about Bianca. We want to know about you, so let's introduce yourself, please.
Well, I am Bianca Torres. I've been in media for about 12 years. I started with fashion media and pop culture back in 2012. And then I ended up working for XXL. I got a job at XXL in 2016, and I was their managing editor for 6 years. I mean, it was the best. I still miss it sometimes. They're still family. Shout out to Vanessa and Georgette. I left there in 2022. I wanted to venture off into publicity. So I worked for an indie company for about a year. I left there in 2023, and I went fully independent, and I started doing publicity for Ish, Corey Guns, a couple of Gucci Mane's artists on 1017, and I also do Apartment 5H. I executive produce, and I co-host on that.
Which one do you prefer? Do you prefer to do publicity more, or do you like producing?
That's hard because I love creating content. And when you're a publicist, you kind of create content too, because you have to gauge which outlets are suitable for your clients.
I agree.
You know what I mean? So it's still kind of like content creation, but in a different way. So it's hard for me to choose.
You know, I think I always thought of this, especially when I was younger. There was a company called Double Exposure with this guy named Angelo Ellaby. They were a public relation company. I ended up working with them because I was working with a label. I ended up hiring them to do an independent artist publicity. So they sent us to Atlanta with this woman, and that's my real introduction to public relation. Her name was Vicky something. She ended up being the head of Universal somewhere, like Universal Records. But meeting her, you realize the publicists control more than half of this business. They are really the puppet masters. Like, people, if you got a dope publicist, you are in the game. People always asking, like, if people are trying to get into the entertainment business, who are the key holders? I'm telling you, the real key holders are the publicists. The publicists will get you in the door. The publicists will connect you, and they have it. So when we're in Atlanta, Vicky, she was doing all these things, and nicest person in the world. And I was like, damn, she's like, yeah, this is publicity. This is how it works. This is that. And I'll never forget, I think like 5 years later, I was reading, I think this magazine called Impact Magazine, or some magazine, a trade magazine, might have been Hits, one of them. And then when I'm reading it, yeah, she became like head of something at Universal. But it made sense to me. It wasn't like a shock, because I'm like, that makes sense. They're the ones that pull all the strings.
Yeah.
Me too.
You have to be real personable.
Have to.
Right.
You have to be like smart.
Skill.
It is. You have to have interpersonal skills. That's number one. You cannot be a publicist and not have interpersonal skills.
Okay.
And listen, you don't necessarily have to love people, right? Like sometimes you have to like know when to turn it on, turn it off. You have to be able to deal with people.
How is that? Like, do you feel that sometimes you deal with talent, especially as talent get bigger, do they become more difficult?
I mean, they might, you know, think that they might. There's certain outlets that you may bring to them, and they'll be like, well, you know, no, not in these words, but they'll think they're too big for certain outlets. And it's like, but there's a reason why we bring these opportunities
there's a strategy.
to you. There is always a strategy.
Yeah. Right.
That's number two. Well, number one is interpersonal skills. Number two, you have to have strategies. All about strategy.
It is a strategist business.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So between that, and they don't even have to be big to be difficult. Sometimes it's like about getting them there on time, you know, and then you have to tell someone they're 15 minutes away and they're really an hour and a half out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And how to finagle that situation. And that's where the interpersonal skills come in, and you may have a conversation and engage with the person until your artist gets there or your client gets there. So
How did you get into producing 5H? Like, how did that happen? I met Self a bunch of times. We always talk. Like, yo, bro, I'm going to come through. I'm like, I ain't sure.
I'm going to get him here for you. You want him? I'm going to get him here.
Because
You got to Let's go.
He's friends with Dave, Disco Dave. So I'm like, all right, bro, I got you, right? But what I'm saying is, how did you get into producing a podcast? Because I want to talk to you about podcasting.
Okay. Well, he used to do our freshman shows at XXL. At XXL, we used to do a show in New York and LA for the freshman cover. So he used to do our New York shows.
Okay.
So
That's
from there,
big.
yeah, that's how.
Freshman cover is serious. That is a serious.
That was a very stressful situation.
Yeah. The freshman cover became, I'm not saying it became like, remember when the Source used to do 5 mics? I think the freshman cover became that cosign, right?
Absolutely.
Like if you made the freshman cover, it's a big deal.
Absolutely.
So how'd you guys go about that? Is it like a secret
People have
sauce?
to be sour if they didn't make it.
There's 1,000 people trying to get on that
Yeah.
cover.
That's what I'm
We
saying.
would encounter that. I mean, there were artists where they would be super cool. Maybe we would cover them, but because they didn't make the freshman cover, they
Then,
would never
yeah.
want to talk to us again, or they would diss us online, unfortunately. But there is a strategy. There's a strategy with that. I mean, it's just a matter of, it's not just about your followers and your numbers. It's about, could you be a brand ambassador, right? Like, depending on your behavior, do brands want to align with you? That's a big portion too. It's like, we have to look at sometimes what your record is, right? Like, if you have cases pending, because this is hip hop culture, it is what it is.
Yeah.
What kind of cases do you have? Like, if it's something along the lines of like sexual assault, let's be honest here, So it's just there's definitely a thought process. It's not just about the numbers. I know people think that they're like, oh, you're just going off of the followers or the numbers, and I mean, yeah, we have to take that into consideration.
It's a reality.
Right, it's
That's
part
a
of the
reality,
business.
but
It's a
it's
reality.
not all about that. There's definitely more factors that are considered when selecting people.
Do you guys look at it like I was watching something about these 360 deals, and there's this lady on YouTube, and she was just breaking down 360 deals. She was just saying that businesses just changed. Like, they're putting millions behind you, and back in the day, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, you could get all your money back from record sales. Now you're not getting all your money back, but you still want the record company to put up all this money. But most, especially now, some people could go and drop a record today and make more money as an influencer, make more money podcasting, make more money hosting, make more money not just doing shows. They haven't even done a show yet, but they could make $5-6 million, and the record company probably haven't seen anywhere near recouping that. Is that something that you guys look at for an artist today? Like does an artist today have to really be all around artists?
Absolutely. Yeah, because at the end of the day, you'll hear rappers too. They don't want to just be the biggest rapper.
Right.
They want to do other things. They want to be in movies. They want to be in shows. They want to own companies. They want to, so you definitely have to look at, are they going to be multifaceted? And that's not the end all be all. But, stuff like that is taken into consideration.
It was like that, right? Like when Jack Warner Brothers, and all of those guys, when they started, I didn't even know. Like when you look at some of these Hollywoods, they could sing, dance, they're trained, they're all of this stuff. Like no matter what, even if it's hip hop, does it still come back to you're a musician that has talent? Like it really comes down to talent. You could have everything else, but if you don't have musical talent, are you gonna be able to make it? I saw Cardi B was on Complex, one of them, and then she was like, she went to music school. And then Nicki Minaj was like, well, I went to
A performing arts
a
school.
performing arts
Yeah, I
school.
think like
LaGuardia, yeah.
Then this other person is like, well, I went to this school. Then you start looking at it and connecting the dots, and you're like, well, most of these people are musically trained. You just put hip hop clothes on them, and then you think this is something they just started out of nowhere. Is that what you've encountered? You think because I'm still staying on the freshman part.
No, not necessarily, because I think that you could not go to school for something and have that natural talent also.
Right.
Okay.
So not all, like for instance, look at a Pop Smoke. He was supposed to be a freshman, R.I.P. He didn't go to music school,
It was good too.
but he was good. He was
Natural
really
talent.
good. He was a natural talent. A lot of those artists are natural talents. Young Thug was on the cover. You know what I mean? Like, you can look at the covers. A lot of those guys did not go to school for it. French Montana didn't go to school for
Okay.
music. I think there's a combination, but then you have certain artists on there that were like probably aligned with like music school. And the thing about the freshman cover too, it's not just street music. It's like different types of rap, because now, right, there's different categories. There's subcategories now, So I think that XXL until this day, they still do a good job of incorporating different subgenres. But there are some artists that have that tenacity, and they're like, you know what, I
Yeah.
didn't make it this year, but I'm gonna work hard and I'll be there next year. Some,
Right.
but most do get sour.
I think sometimes artists need time to develop their craft, right? And in this microwave age, you want to blow up right now.
Right.
And you have so many different avenues to put out your art. So it might catch on, right? It might go viral, right? But you know you're going to get a great album when you get Nas's album. You know it's not just going to be 2 tracks that you enjoy and the rest is going to be like, it's okay. So it's worth you buying it. A lot of the artists now, they might have one hot track on there, but the rest of the music is, it's
Well, it's
right.
not. You can't really put that on the artist in a way because we're not like the times are different.
what you mean?
We're not in a album era no more. People are not pressed to hear somebody's whole
Or
album.
long
see,
songs.
No
see
one
what
really
you're saying.
wants.
Yeah, I still like to get albums.
It's rare. Like if you talk to the younger generation, I think it would be rare for somebody to say, "Little TJ comes out, right?" And like, "Oh, I want to listen to the whole album." Whole album?
If a
Well, it
whole
has to be
album-
digestible. The days of like 3-minute and 30-second songs, 4-minute songs, that's done.
Yeah.
The Chris Brown is probably the only person that can come out with a 20-track album. You know what I mean? Like we live in an era where it's like 2 minutes and 30 seconds is like the max you should have as a song because people
And
digest it.
and they're trying to do it. They're trying to do it in a minute and 30 seconds. 2 verses, make it quick, make them like it,
Right.
so they could play it on social media. Like there's nothing wrong. Like to me, at least, I just don't think there's something wrong with change. Everything changes.
Yeah.
You know, and I think people fight so bad to keep things the same. Back in my day, this is.
Yeah, not me. I mean, I love all the newer music. I listen to the Little Babies, the Moneybag Yo's, the Lil Durks.
Moneybag Yo's
I love,
good.
I,
It's
I love,
good.
I love it. I love it. So, and sometimes you'll be surprised. Sometimes the shorter songs. Sometimes I wish that they were longer. I'm like, this is a dope track. Why is it so short? Like, you'll be surprised.
Right.
Trying to stream it. They're trying, it's still a business.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I didn't think about that because I end up rewinding it like at least 7 times to feel like I got the amount of a full song.
that you play it because they're trying to stream it. And
makes sense.
I think probably YouTube pays the most right now from what I think. I'm not
The
sure.
videos?
Well, in terms of music, because it's
Okay.
videos and music together.
Right.
I don't remember. I was looking at something that says that YouTube paid billions out to artists,
I believe
independent artists included.
Really?
Billions.
Oh, because
That I believe.
So when you listening to you watching the video on their platform and you listening to the music on their platform.
oh
I
yeah,
think-
because they do release the singles with just like the cover art.
Yeah,
and that's it. Like
and they'll put the cover art,
visualizer.
or even the video. Because the thing about it is, think about it. If I like I like Fab, right? So I watch a Fab video. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna play that back.
Right.
I'm gonna play that back again. I'm watching the video. Then you look at the video Fab might have put out. Let's just say he put it out this morning. Tomorrow afternoon, you're looking at the video. It's already at 1.5 million. So his music is getting, his video is getting, he's getting everything all around. But also, no one wants to watch a 5-minute video of a song.
Not anymore.
That's a movie.
Back in the day, yeah, that was like a big deal because the video would premiere. It was like a real like everybody. I don't know who was I talking to about that. It was like it was like a real big thing. Like when somebody dropped this music video, everybody stood still to go watch it. It was a production. We was talking about like Hype Williams and all of these things. But now it's that piece of the culture for right now. It's not the same.
it's the access though. It's like we can watch the videos whenever we want.
Right.
Before
Yeah.
it was like you had to
On-
wait for
Yeah.
BET or MTV to
Or
play it.
MTV to drop
and
it,
that's
yep.
the only time you saw it. Now it's at your fingertips.
Anytime.
Much like a lot of other things in life. You
Like
know?
what?
You know what?
I know. So we're gonna so look.
God.
As much as things change, things stay the same. Come on. Look, you gotta be, and I'm not. Look, this is a no judgment zone, but I'm gonna be judgy because I want you to get loose.
Let's get to the judgy shit. Let's go.
All
All right,
judgy.
I'm gonna be a little bit. Listen, I'm gonna be just a little bit judgy. All right,
Take a little sip. A little sip,
you gotta have no discipline, and you really gotta be off your. For you to get distracted by social media, if you are, I'm not saying you're a clown, but if you let social media destroy your relationship, you are a borderline clown. I'm gonna tell you
There's
what.
a circus in this whole world. This whole world's one big circus because
You gotta have no discipline to be like. It's almost like this is how I connected. I connected like this. I like social media. Actually, I love social media. We have a show on social media. I love TikTok. I love Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, whatever it is, Twitch,
Love all of them.
all of them, right? I rock with them, and I understand what they are. They're a great platform for you to expand. Now, when I'm on my personal page, I see personal things.
like what?
I see personal things. I see them dropping it like it's hot. I see personal, I see personal things. I see all of it. I might get a like on something. And I'm like, it's cool to me. I appreciate it.
Okay.
But I also connected, like, if I'm in a strip club, I see some things. I throw my dollars, I have my fun, and I go about my business.
Not everyone is as disciplined as you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like most people, I think, lack discipline because it's hard, right? It's kind of like a kid. Like if candy's in front of you, you're gonna eat all of it. Versus like someone saying, no, you can have 3 pieces and that's it.
You think it's people that's not used to the attention or something? Like,
No, I think that if you're able to get to it whenever you want, you're going to do it whenever you want. And odds are you're going to want it a lot.
Right. But also, I don't think you're necessarily seeking like a validation. You know what I mean? When you online or somebody likes your stuff, you are like, oh, you appreciate it.
Sorry, but I think men on the low, they seek that validation a lot. I think a lot of men come off as they're confident and
wait,
but a
Bianca,
lot
did
of
you did you say men over women?
Yes, I did.
Oh, come on.
Yes, I did.
Oh, come on.
Yes, I did.
Oh, come on.
Women are loud about that.
She said
Women
men
are
quiet. That's what she
men
said.
are
They're more
quiet
quiet
about the
it.
validation that they seek. Women are loud about it. Women that seek validation are the ones that you see on social media twerking, half naked. You know what I mean? Men do it in different ways, and that's what leads to like the infidelity. Because
sneakiness.
most of the time, exactly.
Men are not. No, men are not. Oh, wait. No. Men are not seeking validation as much as women on social media.
not true.
Men are responding to women seeking validation. Like if I'm I'm on a gram. If I'm on a gram, right, and I see Kim. I know Kim from back in the day, or I ran into Kim throughout time, right? Kim is over here on the beach. Well, life could be so beachy, but there's no one to share it with. Whole stomach out, half of her crouches out,
Okay.
breasts out, everything. She's on full display. What is that called?
Oh, I'm not saying. That's why I'm saying women are loud about the validation
Right?
that they seek. Men are quiet about it and they do it on the low.
Okay, so but let's
Because
go.
but your validation is if you respond to that, you like it and you DM her.
You're fishing. A man's gonna.
Oh,
a man's a hunter.
You look so beautiful today.
A man's
and
a
you're looking,
hunter.
but you're looking for the response.
Yeah, you.
Hence validation.
No, I'm not looking for validation.
As a
I'm
matter of fact-
validating
as a
you.
matter of fact, there
I'm
was a-
validating you.
There was an article. There was an article
She's
out
absolutely
today.
right.
I am right.
Yeah.
Of course she's right. She's a woman.
Thank you. You know.
It's more subtle. You don't. Okay, what she's saying is you see Kim.
I want to hear the article. Hold on, finish. Go ahead.
Well, no, but you see Kim, you respond, and you're waiting for the response back to you, and that gives you validation. Because you could just look at it and say she looks beautiful and keep it moving. There's no
Fellas,
reason.
Let me tell you something, fellas.
You don't.
Let me tell you something, fellas. This is the game.
waiting for Kim
This
to
is
see
the
a
game.
story.
This is. You see how they saying? I'm gonna tell the fellas something. You see how they're saying you giving Kim validation. She's waiting for that validation.
You have.
Yes.
What happens
and
is that
you're feeding
if
into
she
it.
posts that picture at 3 p.m. She posted it at 3 p.m., right? By 3:01, she's looking to see who liked it. By 3:10, she's trying to see who DM'd her. By 4 o'clock, if nobody DM her whole vibe is off. Her vibration is off. She's depressed. She's not feeling good
Is that the
because
case?
nobody checked for her.
I mean,
I don't
you
know.
making a whole blanket statement.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she wants the likes, but as far
No,
as
not the
somebody-
likes, not the likes. She
and
doesn't care
DMing,
about the
like-
likes. She doesn't care. She cares about the likes. It's not the likes that she wants. She wants validation inside her direct message.
No.
She
Oh,
wants
I-
somebody to be like, "Hey, cutie, you looking good today."
No, I think she wants it from someone specific, and I've heard
Oh, the thirst trap.
women.
That's a thirst trap.
You never thirst trap?
She
Keep it
wants
real.
from
Have I
someone
ever thirst
specific.
trapped? Yeah, I have, but subtly. You know what
But
I mean?
you
Like
thirst trapped.
I'm not the type to like put my whole like like I'm subtle about it. A little.
You put a little message in there,
little
right?
sign, a little like
You throw a little message in there.
But back to the article.
Yes.
You're gonna get off me. Back to the article. There was an article about male groupies.
Oh yeah, that's a real
you
thing.
see that?
No, I didn't read that, but I always.
Was it Baller Alert? I think one of these outlets, and they were saying how like the male groupie is like it's more prominent now,
It's embarrassing.
and I think that has to do with social media too.
It's embarrassing. So Marie, so you can understand what a male groupie is.
Okay.
Okay, so peep game. You out with 3 of your homeboys. Let's say you had guy friends.
Okay.
All y'all chilling and y'all get to the spot. Guess who's at the spot today? You didn't know, but it's A-list celebrity. You got your nice little table section. You good? Y'all chilling. A celebrity is right there. Dude literally goes to dude and be like, yo, let me take a picture with you.
Okay.
And then be like, yo, fam, take a picture of us. And it's like shit that women used to do. Only women used to do.
AKA validation.
So that was slick.
They're
That was slick. Shit that only women used to do. Men are literally sitting there like, yo, take a picture of me so I could take, and then so they could
Instagram?
post. And then you ever see somebody take a picture? You like, bro, dude looks uncomfortable.
You look
Yes. Yes.
You look like
I was just
hostage.
talking about that today. Yes. Or they're following men. Men are following other men. Like, oh, this person's gonna be at this spot. Let me pull up.
It's bad. It's bad because what happens is a nigga use anything so he could buy points to hit a joint.
But why was it okay?
Right?
Why?
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I got a picture with this celebrity, they're gonna post it on their page. That's how
get it.
they get the thirst trap popping.
But I'm saying, like, why was
I like how you did that.
I mean,
That's why you're a
that's
strategist.
what I do.
We're gonna play chess today.
but why was it more acceptable, like, for a woman to do it?
I think it's disgusting for a man to do that. I
Why?
think because you're a man. Like, look, there's still fundamentals of being a man. You got to be a man at all costs. And I mean that at all costs. A lot of times people don't understand that. Like, yo, if you got a family and something is happening, you might have to die. That's a man. You have to be a man at all costs. And you have to die a man. Now, somebody might be like, yo, the world has not changed like you think. Do you understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if there's 3 people who come in here, the women are not going to be strong enough. They'll fight, but you're the one that got to step up. So when you're in those situations, it's cool. You could be around, you could be around somebody that you think, yo, I love your music and I love your movies. Yeah, I'm definitely a fan. Yo, fam, I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you do. If the opportunity presents itself.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you gotta be a man at all costs. It's gonna cost you everything. Let it cost you everything. But don't compromise that by saying, yo, let me get a picture with.
I'm with you. I agree.
I mean, me as a female, I'm uncomfortable doing that.
not
to
doing
people.
that
I
either.
can't. I have an ego. For a female, I have an ego. I mean,
Talk
it
about
is
it.
what it is, and it like I'll throw up before I'm like, can we take a picture? Like,
Yeah.
even with people that come to apartment 5H, it's so hard for me to ask for a picture. Self is like, you want a picture? I'm like, okay. He knows it's hard for me to be like.
That's more no, but that's presentable
But
because
that's the difference, right? And it's still hard for me, let alone.
Yeah.
Well, one, you're on your platform. That's one.
Right.
2, I think you gotta take those pictures.
course you
I'm
do.
gonna tell you why. Because sometimes when you're making history, you don't know you're making history. It's like those
Absolutely.
comedy clubs that Eddie Murphy and all those guys started in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't know. So you want that moment. That's a moment that it belongs, which is kind of what makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we're in the moment. But if a celebrity is there, you're trying to jump and take a picture, you're trying to steal a moment.
No, 100%. There was plenty
But
of
I
moments that
I
wish
agree with
took.
Self on that. Yeah, of
No, and
course.
I'm grateful to him for that because there's plenty of moments that I've had, especially with Double XL for 6 years. Like,
I could
there were so
imagine.
many moments that I wish I would have been able to capture, but
Yeah, but those are moments. See that?
You know?
See that?
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
that's the
I think it's a little bit different when I think you can see the artist or the celebrity is a little bit receptive. Some
Right.
of those pictures, the person looks like they're a hostage.
I said that earlier too.
They're like this.
Like,
Their
okay.
body.
they're uncomfortable. Their body is
And
clenched.
you're just like, that's not a vibe.
It's true.
I think like we've seen celebrities where it's like they're very open and they're engaging and they're, oh yeah, please come, let's take a picture, whatever.
Right,
It's
right,
different. If you can't read the room, number one, that's a problem. Because you're right, somebody could be a fan and you're like, I really appreciate the work that you do, the art that you do, and it's a moment for you. But for you to be like,
And you can get
Darling?
and you can be embarrassed. But you know what? I agree with you, Bianca. I've seen it, and I always thought it was weird, but I made an excuse for it.
What?
I'm like, oh, these cats is trying to get some ass. Because if they got a picture with a celebrity,
That's
they put it
enough?
on their page, that's enough for them.
That's the day and age that we live in too, right?
That's enough for them. Now imagine being a young boy.
Validation.
Imagine being a young boy and you happen to be backstage with Lil Durk.
okay,
You're 21 years old, 22 years old, right? Young Durk is there. Lil Durk. I said Young Durk. Lil Durk is there. And he's like, yo, homie, do you mind? He's like, yo, come on. Take a picture. Yo, boom. Clip. You're 21. You post that on your page,
Right.
so he's gonna eat off of that
Okay.
because now when he's hitting the joint up, he's like, yo, here's my gram.
Of course.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Now
course.
she's like, he aight, but now she goes on his gram.
Yeah, he knows let us
He's like, oh my god. Now it's a whole different game.
But also,
But it
it's
costs you your integrity sometimes.
That's what I'm gonna say. But is it even worth?
No, speak. Go ahead.
No, because men don't care about this. For me, it's like if I was doing, is it even worth it?
Yeah.
Like, do I want to talk to a female who only likes me because my gram is lit? Like,
Yes, because you guys are forgetting back in the day, men dueled for.
That's true, that's true.
Men duel for puss.
yeah,
For
yeah.
box. Duel. You know duel?
They dueled.
No, they dueled.
No,
Yeah, no,
I know
so
the
this day they
history of
do.
duel. They dueled because it was defending honor.
It was defending the ass.
Nah, I
That was
I'm with
defending
you
the
on that
ass,
one.
my
I'm
G.
with you on that
Marie,
one.
no.
They disguised it as honor. Like, oh, it's
They
honored.
disguised
Yeah.
it as honor.
No, what I'm
That-
trying to say
that-
is like
it's
you
clean.
Dude, can I understand
my
the
bad, go
history
ahead.
of dueling? Like, it's
Go ahead.
Only because like it's like a thing that I'm interested in. It's like the deed was already done,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if you already hit this girl,
Mm.
you already hit it. It's not like I'm going to kill you so I can hit it. More often, I'm telling you historically. Now you might be saying
History is written by somebody who didn't tell you what they really did.
you can make it what you want to
Mm-hmm.
make your point, but I'm just
Y'all are
saying.
dueling right now. Go ahead.
Right. But what I'm telling you is, I'm not saying like yeah, they fought over women, like if whatever, but you already hit it. It's already done.
That's not it. Because
You
think
didn't-
about it. Back in the day, if I walked in the room and there were single women there, and you know, oh yo, that's A. Like, yo, you heard right? He dropped that for a joint. Like for real? Well, what I'm getting? What am I getting? Your
Yeah.
name. Men seek a good name because when a man has a good name, it's a power play.
Yeah, your reputation.
Right.
Now, some of the younger guys are trying to use social media for a name.
Yes.
And what happens is that it's not gonna work. I'm gonna tell you why it's not gonna work. It cannot work because the streets talk. The streets, even you remember
if they're really in the streets,
reputation, right? Remember when they used to say, "Do you know the fastest form of communication?" And there was telephones, television, advertising. They were saying all of that. And I remember this whole ad, and it says word of mouth. And it says today, word of mouth is still powerful. So you could have all that, and I could meet you, and I'm like, Bianca, oh yeah, yo, that's Greg. Oh, that's it. The streets talk. It's been here 6,000, 10,000, 100,000 years ago, and it's gonna be 100,000 years
It's about
after
your
that.
reputation, basically, though.
Yeah, so that's why you got to go in and out. They don't want you to know their reputation. They're trying to get in, hit, and go.
Oh, you talking about dudes trying to? Okay.
So taking that picture, they're still gonna get it. They're gonna take you to Say Less. They're gonna take
shout out
you
to Dara.
right. They're gonna take you to what's the other one that Dave is at? I can't remember the name, but they're gonna take you to a couple of spots. They're trying to get it out the way. You're gonna look at the gram. You're gonna
Are
do
they?
this.
Because I feel like men don't even court women anymore.
But are they courting right now?
No, they're not. I mean,
They're
they're
just
not.
trying to have sex.
That's it. They're not even doing the say less run.
And I mean this. And if I over
No, go
tell
for
me,
it.
If a man wants you, he wants to have sex with you. What is it gonna take?
I mean, yeah, I want to eat something.
No, talk to me. But what is it gonna give me? What is it gonna take? A man want to have sex with you. He sees you, he's like, damn, shorty, bad. Damn, I'm trying to get in there.
I mean,
I gotta
it's
figure
more than
things
dinner.
out.
I'm gonna be honest, it's more than dinner. Like we gotta have a conversation. Like for me, I can't just have sex with someone for the sake of like, oh, he looks cute, I'm gonna have sex with him. Like I'm very mental, and a lot of women are, not all. Example, the ones that be on the gram showing everything, but for me, it's very mental. I gotta have a certain connection with you because I'm not gonna enjoy it.
Okay.
So we gotta have a conversation. You gotta make me laugh. You have
Right.
to be intelligent. You have to have some type of integrity. Like we have to have something in common, right? Like you don't necessarily like culturally. And when I say culturally, I'm from the Bronx. I listen to hip hop. Like those are my roots. So I gotta be able to like talk to you about this new like Little Durk song that just came out. You know what I mean? Like I have to be able to like have a conversation with you and have commonalities and like for me
Connect.
that's what I have to connect with you. That's what gets me going.
Okay.
So And then after that, definitely a little meal. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But for me, it's like more intricate than just the courting and just the looking good. You know?
But you guys say men don't court.
No, they
like
don't.
do.
I
So
didn't say that.
No, I'm saying
you,
that.
You said
I'm
like
saying
you was
that.
just trying to have sex.
can we look at it this way? Like a dude could be like, damn, I'm trying to get in there. That's his mindset. Can you also see that there are men who spend time studying women, trying to understand their needs? So
No, they don't do that
in a
nowadays.
way, I'm gonna tell you, there's a shortcut, right? So let's just say, for example, dude is like, damn, I'm trying to, and let's say he knows one of your homegirls, or hypothetically, he's like, yo, what's she like? Give me the drop on her, or she's this way. She listens to this music. She does this. He's gonna try to figure it out. That is his courting. Because he's trying to get in there. It's like a duel or a tennis match, right? Now when he goes in, and I say this to men
How's that his
all the
courting?
time. I say this.
And that's my point. That's all they do, and then they.
No, but it always works.
Literally,
9 out of 10 times it works.
That's not courting, though.
But here's what I say to men all the time. I say this to dudes, right? I said, always be careful when you trying to hit, because you could get stuck. Because some of these women are better than you. Some of these women are slicker than you.
What do you mean?
Like,
What do you mean?
she's
stuck?
letting you think you playing the game,
she
but
should.
she's the one actually playing the game.
She should.
You think you studied her? She mastered you. She already called. She already found out about you. She knows everything. She knows blue is your favorite color. She knows that
She done
you
typed
like
your government name online.
everything. She Googled you. She
know when you were in
searched.
elementary school.
She knows everything. She knows your mom's went to Spain for
First of
3
all, that's
weeks
crazy.
and everything else. So you
She
walking
know your
in.
aunt's address. No, I don't
That's
do
some
those things.
CIA level.
But that's the game. If you want to win, like, you can't shame the game. Look, there's a saying, right? Sun Tzu said, and I'm going to say this, and I will tell y'all I believe this. Sun Tzu says, if you know yourself and you know your enemy, you will win 100 battles out of 100 battles.
Okay.
Sun Tzu says, if you know yourself, but you don't know the enemy, you will win some, you will lose some. It's 50-50. And then he says, but if you don't know yourself and you don't know the enemy, you will always lose a battle. So
Right.
if you are trying to hit, I'm keeping it there.
Right.
I'm going to study you. I'm like, all right, damn, all right, cool.
If it requires that, because there are some instances it doesn't.
Some
require
are
that.
easy reads. It all requires it. Some are easy reads.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's valid. That's valid.
Some are easy read. I'm like, she can't hold a fork. All right.
Oh, wow.
Ooh. Wait, did you get to that point where you look at her?
You
holding
could,
a
you,
fork?
it,
Go out to dinner.
Right.
look.
Oh, you're a gentleman.
Yeah, of
Oh, you're a
course.
gentleman.
Yeah, of course.
You
No,
Feed her
no,
first.
I'm just saying, like for
You
me.
gonna feed her first.
No. I'm a feeder according to what I scan.
No, that's old school stuff though, because
Yeah.
I feel like, listen, I have been single for the last 4 years.
Oh, 4 years.
4 years. 4 years. I know, right? Like, no, but 4 years.
But you keep a
I'm very
stash.
picky.
Let's
No,
not forget.
No.
Let's not forget
Nah,
what we're not
nah,
gonna do.
nah.
What we're not gonna do.
No. Listen, honestly, I'm by myself most of the time. Honestly, because I can't deal with it. Like this new age of dating, like men don't really. They try to like cut corners. It's insane.
Yeah, that's what I'm
It's
saying.
insane. They try to cut corners. It's like, what? Why? What happens? Does anyone know what happens?
I feel like because I just saw a whole piece on it today, where this guy basically says his date became upset because at the end of the date he wanted her to go 50-50, even though he's the one that asked her on the date.
Wait, he asked her to go on a date.
Yeah.
And wanted her to split the bill.
Right. So asked her to split the bill. This went viral. He got a lot of backlash, right? So then he did a second video. He says, I feel that women are not the prize anymore. Women are not women anymore. So I don't feel like as women are not the prize, women aren't behaving like women. I'm not going to behave like a gentleman. So I feel
No,
like
a man should always behave like
they
a gentleman.
should, but I feel like a lot of men, especially in the era of the gender wars and all that
Oh, yeah.
happened, I think
Yes.
a lot of dudes came out of that feeling resentful, and so they're like, I'm not going to put in that effort that I had to.
Nah.
I'm telling you.
No, I know, but I'm
that-
just
that's
saying
what's
for our
happening.
audience,
You
I don't
might
give.
say
No. A man
But that's what's
always
happening.
has to be a gentleman.
No, I think
Let me,
so,
let me,
too.
because
No,
you
you
know
don't.
why? You got a mother, you got a grandmother, you probably got sisters and all that.
You hope.
Nah, women do. Women could run your patience,
I
but you
see both
still
sides.
gotta be a gentleman.
I'm just
I
telling
don't
you
agree with
The
that.
I see both
narrative
sides.
that they're having is like they're like, I don't feel like I should have to do that because the quality of women that you think are out there aren't out there. And both are saying the dating pool is just gross.
No, it is. I was in a relationship for 15 years, right? So it's like the last time I was single, we were
You never
still using
cheated. I remember we
flip
talked about
Yeah,
this. You
no
said you
cheat.
never
No,
cheated.
no,
You ever
no.
wanted to cheat?
No, that's one thing about me. When I'm locked in with someone, no one else exists.
Did y'all ever bring anybody in for fun?
No, I'm too jealous for that. I'll smack the shit out that.
You serious?
Yeah, that's mine. That's mine. Once it's mine, it's
15
mine. I'm
years.
not sharing. I'll share a meal, but I'm not sharing my man. That's mine. But no, I mean, listen, once I'm locked in with someone, I'm locked in. And I don't see any, like, it could be whoever it is, and it's like they're still not as good as what I got. Like, that's just how I am. That's how I've always been.
Okay.
But the last time I was single, we had flip phones. So this new generation, what's going on, like, it was a culture shock.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, yo, what the fuck? Can I curse here?
Yeah, all day.
What the fuck is this? Like, I had my head on swivel. I felt like I was
Is
getting
it that
lined
crazy?
That's what everybody's
It's
saying.
disgusting. It's disgusting. So honestly, like, people may think I have like a roster. I really don't, because I don't have enough patience for that shit.
So the bar has completely dropped.
Not for me, because I
No,
still
I
have
mean,
a
in
certain
the streets, I'm
quality.
talking
but
about.
yes, yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like, and listen, and I'm in a situation. I'm not a situation, but I'm around people that are about something, right? Like,
Yeah.
I can only imagine. Like, it's just like these men just don't believe in taking someone out to dinner.
Right.
And it's not even like, listen, unfortunately, I think the females have ruined it. Other females,
Badly.
for females like me.
The disrespect was out of control.
The disrespect,
was out of control.
It got out of control. But then I also think that these females have seen a lot of disrespect along the years.
No. I think that you know how
Which doesn't make it right. I'm just
you
saying.
know, and I don't want to use. Let me not use that example because it's bad. But you know how something could happen, but they tell you don't react to it.
Mm-hmm.
That I think was what men were doing from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s.
you mean?
Meaning that she, like, all right, when I was young, this was very common and still, which is crazy. It's still common today, but not as common. Most of the girls who went on dates had a dude waiting for them after the date. It was very common. Like she would be like,
Was it
That'll give me anxiety. That's
very
just too
common?
much.
no,
to
no.
do.
Like she'll be like, yo, I'm gonna go eat. I'll link up with you at 11:30 when this nigga drops me off.
oh my god, it's
That
so-
was regular,
Yeah.
right? What I'm just saying is like it was so normal, and he's taking the L. That's why that thing, Tyrone and all of that came about. Like girls want this because what happens is like the abuse kind of was over being exaggerated. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
and
can
it
see
was
that.
like, oh, okay, I'm a court you. Think about this.
No,
I'm gonna court you as a gentleman. I'm gonna wine and dine you as a gentleman. I'm gonna marry you. We're gonna have children. When you tired and you bored of me, you're gonna divorce me. When you divorce me, you're taking half of what I got, and I gotta pay all of this. And you're gonna break me in pieces. And you remember the movies? You never seen a woman distress during the movies in the 90s, 2000s. You never seen a woman in distress when she got divorced.
Nope.
It's always a man, right?
Not true.
It's always a man. I'm talking about in the
Besides
movies.
that- no, that wasn't the movie.
Which one?
waiting to exhale when he left?
She won. She took half the company.
Look what she had to go through.
It doesn't matter, but she took half the company. She took half the company.
But she also worked there and she helped build a company.
No, I'm not.
That's
I'm not
different.
saying she don't deserve it. But what I'm saying is like
didn't initiate
every
it.
That is
single
different.
movie, you see was the man in distress. He lost everything. Like you see a movie, yo, what happened? You know, I got divorced, and he's always
That's true.
I always got divorced. So all of this, man, they're getting broken in half. And guess what you could do? Nothing. Guess what you could say? Nothing. Because you're gonna go against a whole movement. Then little by little, it was like an awakening happening. Dudes was like, wait a minute. Somebody's like, wait, I'm doing all of this for a woman who doesn't really qualify for all that I'm doing.
But that's the woman you chose.
But
That's the woman you chose.
that's
Speak
the
on
one.
that.
That's your problem.
Speak
You
on it.
chose that woman.
That's
You
the
didn't.
wo-
You didn't want to go for the woman who worked and was willing to go 50-50 on the bills. You decided to
on
go
it.
for the bitch that had all this plastic surgery laid up and expect you to do everything for her.
You know, you would think it's those, right? But that's not the ones. You know who it is? It's the ones that are very nice. They're 7s and 8s, beautiful women. But once they get bored, they're ready to be out.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I'm gonna disagree with you on that. I don't think so. And if you have to take accountability. Men do have to take some account. I'm not saying that women didn't behave badly and that women aren't behaving badly, but I think that men also have to take accountability. Like both of our behaviors end up affecting
Yes,
each other.
I agree.
I think
agree.
power corrupts. Absolutely, absolute power corrupts. Absolutely, right? A woman gets hit on all the time, right? Everywhere you go, men are always hitting on you, right? So you have not an inflated value, a true value. I look, and I'm not simping and saying no. The right woman is worth pursuing. The right woman is worth, getting your shit together for. The right woman is,
Right.
all of that stuff. But just like the right woman is worth is that, there's also a market. Now the market has changed. The market was the right car will get you everywhere you need to go. The right car with the right radio, navigation system, everything will get you everything.
Right.
But now there's this thing called the market. Where those cars that were luxury, they were such a luxury 20 years ago, they're standard now.
Accessibility, like
They're
I said.
so standard that you don't need this. Like let's say back in the day, you had to spend, like I said, 90 grand on a car for it to be something. Today, the truth is, you can spend half of that. And the car, you seen these new Fords?
can you tell me
They're nicer than some of the Mercedes.
How does that
right?
translate to the dating market?
So what I'm saying is, like, you kind of cut Bianca off on this, and I want to go there. She is a strategist. So she sees shit for what it is. You see how we talked about the duel? They covered it in fine linen. But you saw through that, right?
Absolutely.
You know what it is. Pussy don't cost that much no more. The price of box have gone down so much. Yo, the stock has dropped so bad that no one is talking about this. Yo, I was watching this dude named Cooley. He came on the show. He has a podcast. Big shout out to you, Cooley. He has a podcast called No Fugazi. He always is Cooley, cool cat, all these joints on his podcast. So he's talking to these girls, and I think he asked one of the girls something like, how much you need for a dude, to take care of you. Not hit, but they talking. Yo, shorty was like, yo, if I can get like $200-$300, I'm good. $200-$300. That means she's $200-$300. So I'm saying that to say women have, like, I remember when you got a joint and you were spending money. This is like when, street stuff, like when people were spending money, yo, you was dropping thousands on her, taking care of her. Her friend took you, and instead of thousands, it became hundreds. Now, if a girl could find a guy in 2024 to spend a couple stacks on her, she's winning.
Didn't the quality decrease though?
No, same quality. Same quality. There's no market. The market has changed.
It's more than money, though. I mean, granted, yes, you want to be, taken out and courted or whatever, but it's more. That's the problem. Everything has a dollar bill on it. Like,
Yeah.
it's more than monetary.
Oh.
It's about like quality. That's
Okay.
the problem, and I'm just.
Go.
It's
I
about
want you to
quality.
go,
Like,
but
you could spend thousands of dollars on me. I don't give a fuck about that. It's do you listen to me when I talk to you about my career? Do you give me input?
from your from as a woman, that's your perspective, right? But think about these guys in the streets. You got women who are telling you straight up, I got 30 bodies. So what? That's none of your business. My body count shouldn't matter.
30 bodies nowadays is nothing.
Exactly.
These girls
say that one
have
more time. Say that one more time.
30 is nothing, apparently.
Okay.
Because these girls are in what? Hundreds?
Okay, so let me ask you a question, Bianca. Real shit.
No, this is
Do
what they
you have kids?
No.
Okay. If you had a son and he was at dating age, he's like, Mom, why you tripping, Mom? I'm gonna buy a house with her. And then but son, she got like 85 bodies. 85 men been through that.
What's the age?
She's 30.
Gotta calculate that.
Talk to your son now. What would you tell him?
If she's 30 and she's had 25, I don't think that's that bad.
But hold on.
Because
Let her go.
no, because if you got to do the math, like, so it's 3 people a year since she lost, like, that's still not that bad. There's girls out here that have one new every week. So I think you have to do the math. I think people just hear a number and they're like, oh, that's a lot. Like, no, how old is she? Is she 30? Is she 40? Is she at 25 and she's 19? Yeah, that might be a little bit of an issue. Different. Life experience counts.
Okay, so I'm agreeing with you, by the way. But if she has 30 bodies at 30, it's cool. I don't judge her. I actually 30 bodies at 30. I'm just saying, she probably started having sex maybe at 16. For 14 years, this happened,
If she has
right?
3 people, I mean, but then also it's like the quality of woman too.
Right.
Like, is she helping with bills? Does she have a job? Like, can she read? Will she teach her kids to read? No, come on.
Nobody
But
talks
I-
about that.
no, but
No
I'm
one
just-
talks about
I'm-
that.
I-
Hold on.
It's different if you're buying a house and she has no career.
It can't just be that. Okay, this is.
I just want-
Hold on, Alan. This can't be the whole conversation, right? Just like you said, it's completely become about money, right? And the other thing is the whole body count conversation. I get it. I understand where you're coming from, but nobody talks about the character of the person,
Right.
right? Just
Right.
because somebody has 2 bodies, they could be the shittiest person in the world and will destroy your life. And then you could have somebody that might have made bad decisions, right? But they grew up and then they learned who they were and then they gained insight. Like the ideology that she got 30 bodies, she got 40 bodies, she's for the streets, and that's all you talk about, is like you're not even really peeling back any layers.
Okay.
What about the character of the person?
Okay.
The qualities.
So when, because I have something. So when you're single, if you and I are cool, and I say, oh, I got this guy. His name is George. He's a good guy, great character, respectable, everything. I want you to meet him, to date him, right? And then Marie go, no, he's broke. Do you want to find out anything else?
I mean, define broke though. Like,
Broke.
Like, what's
does he have a job?
Here and there, he works.
Here and there. Now, see, now I'm gonna have a problem with that because I bust my ass. I work really hard, so I want somebody with ambition. I'm not saying he has to be rich.
Okay.
How do you
Have a
compare
steady.
the two?
So
I'm wrong for wanting someone with a steady job.
I'm wrong
Like,
for somebody who didn't sleep with 30 men.
He can't even take care of himself. What he gonna like?
So what I'm saying is this, right?
But you're talking about someone who's 30 years old. She may have slept with 3 people a year.
Okay.
3 a year.
Hey, this guy can't hold. He gets 3 jobs a year. He just can't hold them.
Yo, that's
Why?
why-
But that is a character trait.
And
No.
So body count is not a character
No,
trait.
it depends. 30,
does. It
30
does.
versus 90.
It's not a character trait.
No, it's not. She's going on a date, and listen, I'm not saying I got 30, okay?
depends.
I'm just, you know what I mean?
I love because you're in a
No,
relationship
I'm
15 years.
selective. You know what I'm saying? But my point is but nonetheless, we're talking about a girl who works hard. She goes on a date, seeing this guy for about a month or 2, sleeps with him. He ends up being a jerk.
3 months again, she does it again.
Yeah,
3 months after that, she does it again.
maybe
3
even
months
4.
after that, she does it again.
We're talking. I said 3 a year.
Yeah,
3 a year. You're going to 4.
3 a year. Okay.
You're going to 4. 3 a year.
So if it's 3 a year,
3
what is
years-
that?
let's just say one
So
person every 4 months.
So she catch a body every 4 months. You still ain't wake up.
dude.
But that's called experiencing life.
3 bodies a year for 10 years. You can't get.
You still believe in dueling, huh? Because you're from the Stone Ages. Like,
No. Here's what I'm trying
and
to
again,
say.
I'm not saying I do that, but I'm just
No,
I'm being,
no.
you know, I'm,
It's
But-
different for everybody.
Hey,
four,
yeah.
three men a year is not bad.
Bro, all right. So now.
So men can sleep
now.
but men can sleep with 15 women a year.
All right,
That's okay.
so now this is what I gotta say, and
You
this
know
is
that
really
whole
this is what I'm gonna try to say. This is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say like this. As a man, from a man's perspective, I'm gonna say this. I'm all right, cool. If I was single, right now, and I was in the dating market, right? And you tell me, you're like, Alan, you single now. I'm like, yeah. You're like, yo, listen, this is what's going on out here in these streets. This is how it goes. Most of these girls, they catch a body every 4 months. This. You giving me the rundown. What you're really giving me, you're telling me what the market is. So I'm gonna do an analysis of what the market is.
Okay.
And if I'm an investor in time, an investor in courting, I'm going to not invest in bad stock or
A woman having three bodies a
but
year is
listen to
bad
it. No.
stock?
Listen to what I'm trying to say. Just listen to what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that the way I'm gonna go about it is like this. And tell me if you disagree. I'm not gonna pay $5,000 for something that has a market value of $500.
What do you? Where's the $5,000
but listen,
coming from?
listen
You're
to
paying
what I'm
all
saying.
her bills and she's
not
not
paying.
working?
I'm not talking about her physical money.
Okay.
What I'm saying is like back in the day, it was a bigger investment made into women.
Mm-hmm.
Men have just fallen back. They're just cutting down on how they invest in them because the investment hasn't been yielding a great return. So what I'm
Based on the women they select.
based on most of the women. So what they're doing now,
The women they select.
I
Not
agree
most
with that.
women, the women they select.
And the women they're attracted to.
I'll give you an example. If a man today compared to a man 20 years ago was going on a date, a man will work overtime so he has extra money for that date. A man he'll go above and beyond to prepare for the date. That same man today, they're like, yo, you want to work overtime today? He's like, nah, man, y'all just take a foot. He's like, these girls ain't even worth it. It's not him. He wants that. He's just like, yo, damn, these girls ain't even worth it.
Like, wires seem to be crossed because here's the thing. My girlfriends are saying, the ones who are single, like the men out, this is what I'm saying. There's a miscommunication or a problem because you can't have women on one end saying men ain't ish and then men on the other saying women ain't ish. Do you see what I'm saying? Like there's a wire being crossed here. You tell me both. You saying it's not men. He'll work hard if it's there. But women are saying exactly what you're saying, that men aren't even, it's not even about just taking somebody out to dinner anymore. You don't even know how to have a conversation. You don't even know how to engage. Your manner is brute. Do you see what I'm saying? You don't even know how to be, forget being a man. You don't even know how to be a human anymore.
Have a conversation.
Like we can't be human to human at this point.
How about this, Bianca?
Take gender out of it for a second.
So how about this, Bianca? I have a question for you, right?
Yes.
From your perspective, do you think that when you on a date, do you think you ever make a man feel that he's enough when he's out with you?
I do. I'm good at that. Never stop. No. You know, I got a little game. No. I mean, yeah, I think I do because, you know, we'll have a conversation, we engage. I'm not like looking at other men walking by. Like, that's not who I am. So yeah, we're making eye contact. I'm gonna make you laugh because I'm hilarious. You know what I mean? Like, I'm giving you intellect as well.
Damn, it's gonna be lit. That's a third shot, fellas.
I'm just saying, like, I can hold a conversation. We could talk about something funny, something serious, world events. Like, yeah, like, I am making him feel
Because
like
I'm thinking about what Maria's saying. I'm thinking, like, from a guy's perspective, maybe women have gotten to the point. Maybe that's why that whole 6 feet, 6 figures, and all of that.
Yeah.
I think maybe women have gotten to a point where they are starting to make men feel like they're not enough.
that. I agree. Because
You
for me,
know?
I mean, you could be 5'10", only because I'm tall. I'm not 5 feet. I'm 5'5". Sometimes I wear heels. Sometimes I wear dunks. But when I wear heels, I want to be able to have a little height. So I'm gonna give you 5'10".
So if a
Maybe
guy's
even 5'9" if you don't.
5'9",
If he's dope,
right?
5'9".
If he's 5'9", he's gonna be like, I'm not enough. Now,
if he's funny, might be.
yeah, but
funny is
it's a constant performance. Do you see what I'm saying to you?
But
That-
it's also your type though. It's also your type. Like again, women have done that. I'm not gonna lie. Women have done that. They have been like, he has to be 6 feet. He has to have 6 feet. Like he has to have this car. I'm not gonna lie. Women have done that, and it has probably.
That's probably
spoiled
what
men's
started the whole
mentality.
thing.
Yeah, I agree.
I
with
think
that.
that's
Really
what
harmful.
started the whole thing because
agree with that.
I feel like everything was cool.
Yeah.
And I think that the tipping point, if we look, we're breaking grounds here, right? This is true. If we want to talk about the tipping point where the gender wars probably did really start and went out of control, is when women started to make men feel too inadequate.
That I can agree.
That's when they took it too far. You know, because
But did that come after men did that to women? Did that come after a generation that saw their moms being mistreated or their aunts being mistreated by men, being cheated on, and
they were like,
having
they're
to
not
be single
settling?
mothers? And did that come after
No,
that?
because-
Did that come after a generation of women being constantly cheated on? And they're like, you know what? The next time I do this, that saying, right? Crying a phantom or
Yeah,
a Nissan,
but-
like, did that come after a generation of that?
I think it's a little bit different because
Not
let's keep
excusing it. Not
Let's
excusing
keep
it,
it real
but-
though. Let's keep it real. All men weren't able to do that. It's only a selective amount of men that had the ability to do that. You had to have no woman is gonna let some clown looking dude just cheat on her and do whatever.
That's not true. I think that in generations before this generation, that's not true. No, that's not true.
Nah,
Especially if you're married and you have kids.
I've witnessed it.
A clown?
Absolutely,
clown.
absolutely.
Clown.
To the point where you be like, you let this dude do that to you?
Yeah, yo. talk about
Absolutely,
shock. You're like,
absolutely. I have seen it
I've
plenty
seen
of
it
times.
too.
Absolutely.
Like, I was shocked.
I've seen men not even provide for their household, still playing themselves. repeatedly. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And did the daughters or the friends or the nieces of those
that.
people witness that
Yeah.
and say, you know what? I'm never going through that because you know what? The person I date is going to be X, Y, and Z. And if they don't have that, I don't want it.
You might have a point.
Might?
I'm not saying, I'm not. And
I saw it in real time is what I'm
Okay.
saying.
Because
And-
I've
and
never
it's-
seen it.
and it's whack. It's
What
whack.
I've seen,
Because
I've
it's
seen,
the girlfriends that are
the only thing
witnessing.
I've seen growing up and I've seen is these fly Haitian dudes just running shit.
Wow.
And women just crawling after
Where you
them.
from?
I'm Haitian.
But where, like, for me, like, where did you grow up?
Brooklyn and Chicago.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you was, okay. You was,
Chicago and
you was
Brooklyn.
with, you was with those. Oh, that's what you was watching. Okay.
I've never seen, like, I always seen growing up, like, the dudes that had to settle.
So maybe culture
Like,
might
I
play a
seen
role.
them, like, yo, be lucky she even wants you type shit. And she played those cards with him. But the fly dudes, they if they didn't have 10 women, you couldn't understand that. So I've never seen that reverse of it. So those guys, I would say, committed or created more damage to the game because all the women were going after them. So the rebellion thing that's happening is not from those guys. Their value never changed. A guy who is fly.
But how did it not come from them if they had 10 women coming at them and they probably dealt with at least 7 out of the 10?
No, you're not seeing what I'm saying.
Okay,
They're not
okay.
the ones who's rebelled. This whole gender war got nothing to do with them.
Who
The
rebelled?
dudes who are fly, they're good.
That's not true.
They
the
still-
dudes that are fly had multiple women. That's
Yes, and they still could get multiple women.
But that's my
a
point.
25-year-old
Women
right
saw
now.
that, but women saw that.
A 25-year-old good-looking dude right now. He gonna bag you. He gonna spit his game, and he might get you to come cook for him at his house just off of his words, just off of a couple of conversations, or maybe some coffee. He doesn't gotta do. He does. He's 25. He don't have to do a lot. He's 30. He don't gotta do a lot. Women were always able to go get the other tiers under him that always had to do a lot to get her. The ones that had to work extra hard to get her. Those are the guys that are rebelled. They're the ones that are now
it's
saying,
both.
do you understand? No,
think it's both.
because think about it, right? You don't got to chase a date. You're good. You going to ask a man for money?
No.
You going to ask a man to cash app you after a date?
No.
You going to ask a man to pay your nails? Never, right? Didn't do it then? Didn't do it now. So when a man dates you, does he have to think about you going to ask him for money?
No, but then in retrospect, because that's the double-edged sword. Because they see I'm a woman that's independent and doesn't need anything. They don't feel like they have to do anything, so
have
they
to
get
do
laid back. They kick their feet up, and it's like just because I do things for myself, it's nice once in a while to like.
No, you got to put some
let's go
pressure,
out to dinner.
but
a little bit, like you know what I mean. I'm not expecting you to pay all my bills,
But
but the time and the
I mean,
effort, like
yeah.
But the woman who's asking for that cash app, she's messing up the game.
Yes.
She's making it disgusting.
and but those men go for that girl because that girl is most likely very
Go ahead.
provocative.
Yeah, you can hit.
I mean, come on now. And she's easy
you
to
still-
get.
They
tryna
so
wife
y'all
her.
going for that, getting burned by that, and then come across a female like me, and like, well, I don't have to do much because she, I already did that over here, and I'm
Yeah.
tired. So I'm gonna get with someone like this, and I don't gotta do nothing.
That's what I'm trying to say. So now these guys, I'm telling you, because I look at, all these male coaches, yo guys, you good, and you look at who they're coaching.
Yeah.
They're training those guys to rebel because those were the nicest guys in the world back in the day. They were the guys who went above and beyond for these women back in the
But
day.
then check it out. Then
They're-
women like me encounter that behavior, and they're like, you know what? Now moving forward, if you can't do X, Y, and Z for me, I don't want to talk to you. Not me.
You?
No,
like
not
after
me.
she's burned by that guy.
Because I can care less. I'll be by myself, to be quite honest with you. This whole gender war, it's a headache. I can care less. I will Netflix and chill by myself. I will babysit my friend's dog for company. I don't care. I'll pick up
Nah,
my
I think
niece.
you're gonna be good. You look like a good woman.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
like to think
Yeah.
so. I like to
very independent minded,
Yeah.
very strong minded. You just need a man who might be a little more docile.
Not necessarily.
so.
Not necessarily. I like a strong man.
Oh.
I like a strong man who can say, because you know what? Sometimes you get tired of being in control.
Yeah.
So I want a man that can be in control, but not like misogynistic about it.
Yeah.
Can you be in control without
Yes, you
being called
can.
misogynistic?
Yes, you can. Absolutely. Yes. I know
Won't
somebody
they
like
call
that.
him controlling?
No.
Who gives a damn what?
No,
they call
no,
him?
no,
What
not at
does
all.
she
Because
call him?
there's a certain way you maneuver. There's a certain way you maneuver that will make me be like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? There's a certain way, there's a certain care that you take
Okay.
when you do something like that. There's definitely a way you can control, or not necessarily control, but lead. That's a difference. Leading and controlling are two different things. Man controlling, that's toxic. A man leading is different. He's making you feel safe, and he's helping you, and he's guiding, like, hey, you shouldn't do this. This is how you should do it. Like, there's a big difference between controlling and leading.
You're a strategist. Let's call it for what it is.
Yeah.
You have to submit some kind of control. It is what it is.
Yes.
Now, you got to
Yes.
give the control until you lose some kind of a trust. If he proves, like, I know it sounds so politically right to say, I can't be with a person that's controlling. There are men who are with women that are controlling. And they're like, okay, she's controlling. It is what it is. You ever see those memes when the guy gets off at 5 and he ain't home at 5:15 and it's a 14-minute drive? She want to know where that minute is.
Hey, listen, I used to be like, not like that, but it's like, yeah, like we eating dinner or what? Like, where you at?
It's a little controlling.
It's a little controlling, but I think now there's a difference between being controlling in a kind way and being toxic. Because for me, when I was in a relationship, if he wanted a boys' night, once he went out, you won't hear from me. Now, if the sun comes up and you're not home, I'm gonna call your phone. But if you're out with your boys, have a ball. You will not hear from me not one time, not once.
Okay. But you do see where I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I think that one of the most toxic things is putting labels on things that have been working for us forever. So,
Such like
all right, how many times have you seen? All right, let me ask you a question. Has your man, when you were in your relationship, has your man ever held your purse in the mall?
yes.
He has, right? Carried your purse for you around the mall.
But in retrospect, when his friends used to come over, he didn't have to lift a finger. He would sit on that couch, watch his game. I'm over here making pico de gallo from scratch. Okay? What do you guys want? You want some eggplant? Like, boom, y'all don't have to do nothing. You sit right there, bringing it to you. So in retrospect, it was a 50-50 thing.
Okay.
You make me feel like a queen, but I'm going to make you feel like a king. And especially in front of your friends, you're going to look like, okay?
Okay.
Feet
As
up,
long as he was
chilling.
home.
Yeah.
Would you make the food for him to go hang out with his boys? Be like, yo, we all going out to the football game. Oh, let me make some food for you.
Oh, yeah, if you're going to a football game. Listen, let me tell you something. I used to pack that man's lunch, breakfast, like, hello, okay?
Okay.
And being a career woman. Like, yeah, absolutely.
There are things that were put in place that worked for us for centuries that this new world has labeled good and bad.
Yes.
And it has hurt relationships
I
more than helped relationships. If I be like, yo, Alan, do you think you're controlling? Yeah, there's a form of me that's controlling. There's just things,
Just
you
a
know.
form?
What do
Did
you
you say?
What do you be doing, Alan? What do you be doing?
No, see. So what I'm saying, do you see what I mean? So it may come across like I'm huge on respect, right? I show the respect that I want. So I control myself to make sure that I'm within those boundaries, right?
Okay.
Now, if somebody comes up and be like, yo, your wife is mad controlling, you're mad controlling, all of a sudden you're trying to put in today's society, they put that seed through Instagram or something. Now it goes in people's heads, and you over here like regurgitating something that's gonna end up destroying what you got going on.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So
I agree.
you might be controlling, and I'm not saying you are, but I'm just
No, I
saying.
am.
Okay, you might be
Not
controlling.
again, but not in a toxic way, in a fun way.
I think it's more. I think more, and I'm just speaking from a man's perspective. A man will be more turned on by you. Be like, yeah, I'm a little bit controlling. Like, oh shit, all right, I like that shit.
Word.
You understand?
I'm gonna use that
in
more
opposed
often.
to opposed to knowing that you're gonna be labeled as controlling, so you're gonna be like, well, I'm not really. But then that might be your behavior and your character. So when it comes out, it goes against what you actually said, and you only said it because it's popular to say opposite of it. Do you see what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, I think you have to be transparent. I mean, listen, I'm at the age where it's like I've reflected a lot on myself, like a lot of healing, and it's like I recognize certain things about myself. Like, yeah, there's a certain way I want the bed made. There's a certain way like I want the counters wiped. Like that's just what it is. Like it is what it is at this point. Like Yeah, I am controlling. As a matter of fact, I had this conversation with a friend about a month ago about me. I'm like, I don't think I'm controlling. He's like, no, you are. Own it. And I said, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah.
At this age, this
It's
is
more.
who I am.
I think it's more sexy. Do you see what I'm saying to you?
Okay.
I think it's more sexy, and I think that's why, like, for example, somebody will be like if I'm talking or giving, let's say I'm giving advice to a young person, right? She's like, well, I don't want guys to think that I just want money. I said, but what do you want? Money. She's like, I'm like, what do you want? She's like, money. And I'm like, how important is money to you? She's like, it's everything.
Right.
I said, then let them think that because that's you.
What's important to you.
Like,
Right.
but she's like, well, people gonna call me names. I said, yeah, because it's not popular to be
Yeah.
honest. See, being honest used to be popular. Then being dishonest has become popular. So now you have all these people being dishonest where a guy could be like, I really do want to take you on this date, but I've been played so many times. I've been hurt so many times. I've been clowned so many times. I don't want to be a fool. But yet, remember, back in the day, back, there was like, everybody plays a fool, right? And everybody's a fool for love.
Right.
If you're going to love somebody, you're going to be a fool.
Yeah, absolutely. Because there's going to be certain things that you tolerate that probably other people wouldn't. But that's what works for you. We were just talking about that.
Right.
Like, it's just like, like you're going to tolerate certain things. You have to do what works for you. Like we were just saying how nowadays everyone just wants to leave a relationship. Like, oh, he did this, that's it. And it's like, there's a difference now. There's a timeline.
Right.
Like if we're just starting, it's 4 or 5 months and you're playing yourself, yeah, I'm going to be out because it's too early for you to stress me out. You know what I'm saying? Especially after I done did all this healing. You know what I mean?
Okay. But how much stressing you out? How? What I do? Because I ain't come home last night?
Well, first of all, there is no home at 5 months because you ain't moving in with me in 5 months.
I didn't pick up for you last night.
No, not necessarily.
So what am I
Not
doing?
necessarily.
No, I want to know.
If I have a female
wanna
hit
know.
me like, oh, you're talking to so-and-so, like, I don't want no female calling my phone.
On all levels, that's not cool. Okay.
But that's what I'm saying. Like at that
time.
in that situation, yeah. Like it's
But
too
why
early.
don't you ask me about it? Ask me.
I don't want to. I shouldn't have to.
Well, you.
Not at 5 months.
So you're telling
Absolutely
me
not.
that you don't know. You telling me that you don't know that if my ex that I ain't speak to in a year or two find out I'm happy with you, she's gonna go out of her way
yeah, we gotta have
to mess
okay,
our
okay,
stuff.
okay,
So you're not gonna say nothing to me.
No.
You're just gonna
Of course
dip.
I am because listen, I'm a journalist at heart. I'm gonna ask questions. I'm lying. Okay, I am gonna ask.
Come on.
But I'm just saying, as far as like you being disrespectful or
Oh
something
no,
like that,
no
along
respect.
those lines.
Once you lose respect in anything,
And listen,
it's gone.
In 4 or 5 months, we probably not gonna be in a relationship. But if we're in a relationship,
4 or 5 months we could be in a relationship. It depends how much time we spending together. If we spending a lot of time together, come on. Cause come on.
5 months, you know that where you
Mimi,
have an idea
Mimi,
of where you'd like to go.
I mean, you have an idea. You have an idea. As far as
yeah.
being committed, I don't know.
Fully
Case by
committed.
case basis. Case
Right,
by
right.
case
But
basis.
you have
Case
an
by case
idea,
basis.
like, okay, this relationship may go somewhere.
Case by case basis.
Yeah, but you're not in a fully committed relationship.
No,
No,
not at 5
but
months.
you vibing.
But my point is that people like that are just like, that's it, I'm leaving. Like I think if you're together like 2 years,
Right.
year and a half, you guys are building on something. I think that, like I was saying, you have to like weigh the options. Is it worth working through things? I don't really believe
I
in
like
just
that.
leaving someone. You know what I mean? Like
I like that.
think in this day
Yeah,
and
I
age,
like that.
people are just like, that's it, fuck it, I'm out. Like
Yeah,
and,
but
and
you
men and women.
But that's what you said. That's what I'm saying. If I'm rocking with you, because look, let's keep it real, right? Let's keep it all the way. You know when you rocking with somebody.
Yeah, let me take a little sip.
Like,
on
you're
that.
not gonna.
Yeah, you do.
I'm not
You
gonna
do, you
be
do.
like. I'm not gonna like. If I'm messing with a joint and somebody was like, "Yo, Kim, Greg used to beat that down on the regular." Be like, for real, Dirty Greg? Yeah, yo, Dirty Greg used to beat that down on the regular. Now, if I'm not really vibing with you, I don't really care.
Yeah.
But if I'm vibing with you and
Yeah.
we kind of chilling, we already did the picnic, the park, we did the restaurants, we chilling, and
yeah, we definitely working it out. We did a
yeah.
picnic.
So I'm gonna be like, yo, can I ask you? Can I? I want to ask you a question. Yo, you used to mess with Greg, because I just want to confirm something.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she's like, yeah, when we was in the 7th grade. Just give me context.
You've been dirty for that long? No, I'm just joking. but it's true. I think
So
I'm
give me
not with that.
context, give me
Yeah.
perspective, so I could understand how to move
Absolutely.
forward. And here's another one. You gonna have to deal with some shit you don't like if you want to get with somebody. You
you
is
Telling me.
Dirty Greg.
Nah,
It
I'm
might
not
have not
doing-
been in the
You
seventh
cannot be
grade.
dirty. You cannot be dirty.
No, I'm talking about
You
her
gotta
ex.
smell
I'm talking about
good.
her ex.
Oh, the fact that dirty.
Yeah,
Greg
like
did?
she messed with a dirty nigga. I mean,
In the-
dirty.
not in the 7th grade.
But
you
let's
gonna
just say
hold
it's
that
not the
against her?
second,
No, you have to
seventh grade. Let's say it was
overlook
2
certain
years.
things, probably,
Let's say it was
yeah.
2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a tough one.
Can you live with it?
I don't know.
See,
You got a lot of rules, sir.
facts.
You're a hard nut to crack.
No, I'm just saying. I'm not saying I cannot live with it.
No, but you got to make a decision. I think that's part of the problem when you in limbo. Now you have this kind of like shadow over your relationship and over your thoughts on that person. You're gonna see that person through those lenses.
That's tough though.
Okay, then you're gonna be like, you know what? I can't get past it. I can't get past Dirty Greg. So now, just that's it. You got to make a decision.
Wait, how about this? What happens if the roles are reversed?
Dirty
And-
Linda.
Or dirty Taina? I don't know.
And she had the clap.
Oh Lord,
Whoa.
damn!
But I'm just saying,
I
like,
know people's businesses.
everyone's dirty.
everybody
you know?
knows she was in the clinic forever.
But like, so she's supposed to like.
And that's my ex.
Yeah, so I think women are so much more forgiving though when it comes
Right?
to that stuff.
But do you see, if I'm gonna be honest, and you come up to me and you're like, yo, dirty Taina? I'd be like, yeah, her head game was sick. Her
Oh, that
box
makes
was
me feel
good.
better.
Well, maybe Dirty Greg was in the box, right?
That's honest. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Give it a little leverage. You got to give a little leverage.
Because you
like-
gotta justify the decision.
So then,
You understand? That's what I'm
Sir,
saying. That
you need
people
to be
want.
more forgiving, sir.
No,
We're
but
gonna have another conversation.
no. What I'm saying, I am forgiven once you make it make sense. Do you understand what I'm
Wait,
saying
okay.
to you?
Okay, so if there was no rationale
Oh, no, I
for her
can't do
dealing with
it.
dirty. Okay,
Nah, this has-
If
you gotta
but-
make
but
it make
she's like,
sense.
well,
You gotta
dirty,
make it make sense
but
to
Dirty
you.
Greg.
Yeah, if
made
I'm
me
the one
la-
that's gonna be with you.
Okay, so she said Dirty Greg made me laugh, and he ate the box, right?
All right, that makes sense. Okay.
So you might give up. on
Yeah,
it?
I might. You might
Ryan
get.
is lying. boy.
No, I'm just saying he said he needed an explanation. So,
I
think he's
need
lying.
a
He's
truth.
I think he's
Still
lying.
be
I think you're
like,
fibbing.
No, I'm not. Because
I brought it back old school. You're
I
fibbing.
was thinking about something else. I was thinking like, yeah, he caught there was a shootout and he protected my life because I need something.
Whoa. How Greg has to be protecting someone from a shootout, but Dirty Taina can give good head, and that's enough.
It's different.
Make it
But
make-
no,
make
it's
it
not
make
different.
sense.
I'm playing around.
The
It's
math
not
is not
different. No.
matching.
If it makes sense, I don't have a problem with it. That's what I'm trying to say. In today's
Lies.
relationships, a lot of
And
people.
good head makes sense.
Good head, yeah.
To you.
Both accounts. No, I mean
No, to him is what I'm
to me
saying,
too.
yeah.
No, I'm just joking.
Right?
I mean, listen, it's horrifying.
I'm just.
But the thing is,
It's easier for y'all to find it than for us to find it.
like,
Okay?
okay, you know what? All right, but dudes, Alan, no, you're like, oh, I'm more forgiving. No, you won't. It's always going to be right there.
Now you do look like
I'm
you
not
keep
like
it
that.
right
No,
in the
no.
back, right
Right.
there.
I'm gonna tell you.
And it
I'm gonna say
resurfaces
something.
every now and again.
I'm gonna say something.
Right on the left side of the brain.
Look.
And you're like, that's why you let Dirty Greg hit it. And
No.
you
I would never do that. But I'm gonna say something.
Look at the way those eggs look. You made it like that for Dirty Greg?
Nah.
Right, just bring it
Look,
up.
and
how he likes his eggs.
look. My wife could attest to this. If I'm lying, right? If I ask you something
Oh my
and
god!
you tell me the truth, like I don't care how ugly the truth is.
Okay.
My brain automatically forgets about it after that. If you lie to me, if you lie to me,
Okay.
How you gonna know?
I could tell when somebody's lying to me.
Negro, please.
How?
I don't know. I can feel it.
You can feel it.
No.
So you're a human lie detector test?
I don't know if I'm a human lie detector, but you couldn't tell when your ex was lying to you,
No, he was a really good liar.
but you never
He
could
was
tell.
very good. I'll give it to him. He was a good liar.
Yeah.
He was a very good liar. Very good. That's one of the top 3 traits. Very good liar. He could cook good, a couple other things good, and he lied.
Really.
He was good. I give credit where it's due.
Then, so you
I
couldn't
always
tell.
say no, because I always say, don't insult my intelligence, right? Like that's something that pisses me off. Like if you're gonna lie to me,
Maybe that's
lie
what I'm
good.
trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say.
Lie good.
Don't insult my intelligence.
Yes.
Make it make sense for me. We're all human. But you're not going to tell me you with Dirty Greg, oh, he was a good guy. Make it make sense.
Maybe Dirty Greg was a good guy.
he might have
Maybe
been
he
a
took
good
out the
guy.
garbage, drove her mother places. You know that.
Dirty Greg might just had a rough patch, and that name stuck. I don't know. I'm just saying the name might have stuck.
Maybe he, was using Irish Spring, didn't know about Dove.
Bad
I don't
rep.
know.
hard to escape that rep. You know what I mean?
So
No shade to Irish Spring users.
It's
do
pungent.
I use Irish Spring? I think I use Irish Spring is bad.
You use that?
The green one.
By the way,
Okay.
it's a number one use of Haitian, so it's a culture.
No, listen, Puerto Ricans use it all the time. No, let me tell you something. I grew up, my grandmother always bought Irish Spring. Like, that's all we had. My uncle used to come out, the whole apartment used to smell like Irish
very
Spring after
pungent.
his shower. Yeah, so no shade. But in this day and age, people do shade it.
Yeah.
People do shade it.
What? I don't like Dove. It's like lotion.
Dove is
That's
is
why.
more like, you know.
How you don't want to bathe yourself with lotion? You come out feeling like a goddess or a god?
So, question.
Yes.
What's a perfect date for you, or perfect guy? I'm talking about from.
But there's a difference. Perfect guy or perfect date?
Yeah.
Well, you need a perfect guy to take you on a perfect date,
Not
or no?
necessarily.
Are you? Can I take you on a perfect date? Is that possible?
Clown? No, but I think you don't have to be a perfect guy. You could just be a good guy.
You might check a couple boxes.
You might check a couple boxes and not all, but maybe I'll, still go out with you to get to know you because, after speaking, then you might be the perfect guy.
Okay, so that's a good philosophy. What's a perfect?
I'm smooth, right?
Yo, you smooth as shit. You good? I'm letting you be. Oh, don't forget, we're playing chess. Don't forget.
Well, I'll go with the guy.
All right.
So for me, a perfect guy, again, it would have to be, he has to be funny. He
Okay.
doesn't make me laugh. It's not going to work. Got to be funny. I definitely like a smart man. 'Cause
Okay.
I would like to learn from him. And the same way I would like for him to learn from me. Exchanging information, I think, is really important. We have to have something culturally in common. And I don't mean race. Like I said, I'm from the Bronx, hip-hop roots. Like, I got to be able to speak about music with you.
So he can't be from Seattle.
I mean, I would give you a shot, but it would be kind of hard for me because I need to be able to relate. That's my point.
Okay.
I need to be able to
That's
relate.
so random.
No,
Well,
but
Seattle
that's true.
is
But that's true.
Is the
Grunge?
well, grunge is back then, but it's like it's a rock scene. There's a completely
Oh,
different
okay. I see
culture.
what you're saying.
Yeah, that's probably
Not
not
color,
gonna,
culture.
Culture.
yeah, that's probably not gonna work because I need to be able to have.
What if
these
he's
conversations.
intelligent and he could teach you things?
Look, I'll give him a shot. I'm just saying the connection may not be there because there's only so much we can talk about. You know what I mean? Especially like I love to talk about my work.
Okay.
So I love to be able to talk about my work and you show interest and maybe like give me some advice or whatever the case may be. That's important for me because my career is very, very important.
Okay.
Height is not important, but I would like for you to at least be 5'9".
About 5'6". We just posted that on 8 at the table.
You're 5'5".
I'm 5'5".
5'6". With Sims, he's 5'8".
It depends. I'll give you, if you have all the other qualities, I'll give you a shot. Looks isn't like super duper important to me because I feel like if your personality is dope, you will naturally be good looking. But I would like for something to attract me to you.
Yeah.
He got
Whether it's like maybe you
women
have.
date ugly though. That's
No, I don't.
women
No.
date ugly.
No, I don't.
Attracted to him.
No,
Yeah.
there has to be something. Like there's something. Maybe you got like a nice chest, or maybe you got nice
You work
arms.
out like Romeo said,
But
right?
but not too much. But not too much. I don't like super muscular guys. It's not attractive. I need a little fat on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little fat. I don't want you to be in better shape than me because that puts too much pressure on me. You know what I mean?
Why?
I like beards.
Okay.
I'm a fan of beards.
Okay.
What else? I mean, I would like for you to know how to dress. You
Okay.
don't have to like be the end all be all, but just dress decent.
Can you? And this is, and people in the comments are always gonna have some nonsense to say.
Of course.
But the truth is, do you feel like if you got this guy, as you said, completely described, he's not 5'6", not wrong with being 5'6", but let's just say he's 6 feet even, 6 foot even, whatever.
Ooh,
right?
okay, go on.
And can you make him happy?
It depends on what he's looking for.
He's looking to be happy.
If he's looking to be, yeah, I'm amazing.
Okay. Well, you beat. I don't want to say 90%, but big percentage. I think one of the biggest thing men do care about is a loyal woman. They want a woman that's faithful. I think that people. I use the word sometimes, but I always forget how to. There's so many ways people say it. Downplay. People call it condescending. People play it down, like when somebody say something. One of the things that I think people play down a lot is when a man says, "I want a faithful woman." It's, oh, what if this? What she needs to cook? What she need? Be like, can you listen to what I just said to you?
Right.
The number one thing, and I'm not speaking for all men, but I'm pretty sure outside of those like people that's into poly and everything else, they date multiple people. I would say majority of men, one of their main priorities, not the main priority, is you want your woman to be faithful. And I think that goes back to kids, right? Because back then there wasn't no paternity test. You wanted to make sure the kid is yours.
Yeah.
You wanted to, and that has stuck with us throughout all the ages. One of the most important thing to a man is like if a woman, like some women, honesty is important. A woman might be like, well, I cheated before. That could trigger a man in his head. Even though she made,
why the body count thing is so triggering for men?
it just looks like
It's like, it sounds like
so
there's a
accessible.
connection.
But it's not about paternity. I think that's more about ego.
No. It's not ego. It's
you're
not
like, if
ego. Is he
loyalty-
from a man? I'm being like
Okay.
from a man.
Okay.
Like
You think she's gonna cheat on you?
No, you just don't want a bunch of dudes that touch your woman, right? And if it
A
happened,
lot of guys feel that way.
and if it happened and you had to deal with it, just like anything else, you'll deal with it.
Right.
But as a man, and I'm not trying to be on the rah, 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 rah. No. Simple. A man just don't want a bunch of dudes that have been inside you.
Some men don't care.
No, some don't,
Some
right?
men don't.
Some men don't care, right? But what I'm saying is like, if he's like, because from what I've seen, especially when couples start out together and they grow, usually the man bets it all on you because he believes in you. That's
Yeah,
why
that's true.
when the woman leaves, she breaks him because he bets it all. Because he bets, he puts the first bet, then, you know, as kids and family, he puts the second bet, third bet. By the time you know it, he bets it all on you. Do you see what I'm saying?
Randomly leaves?
Well, women file, right? 69% of
We
women
know
are the one that file for
women
divorce.
file, but that doesn't mean that there aren't issues within the marriage. We know that a man will, in terms of the data, a man might be unfaithful, a man might have multiple affairs, but he will never file. So just because a woman
Right.
files and the stat says about, more than 70% of the divorces are filed by women, that doesn't mean that the woman is the problem in the marriage. And I think we need to move away from that ideology that just because she filed, she's
Well-
initiating the divorce and she's the one that's the problem.
That's a good question. That's a question. So if a man has done multiple things to push a woman out of a marriage or a very long relationship, and she finally leaves after she tolerated all his bullshit, that still breaks him?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
to me.
It's
So
almost
why?
like, think about if you had a job that was giving you $500 an hour,
Okay.
but you was just a straight asshole every time you went to work, right? It's a great ass job.
Okay.
$500 an hour? That's $1 million a year.
I mean,
right? So you just doing everything, right?
uh-huh.
And you got fired. You like, oh shit,
Right.
the fuck?
That's a good analogy, actually. I
fuck?
never thought about it like that.
Yeah, you
I
were doing
never
a
thought
lot of
about it like
bullshit.
that.
When a man lose a good woman, yo, if it's a
Even
good
if he
woman,
did multiple things,
man, none of that shit matters.
Really?
He lost a
I
good
feel
woman.
like he should expect it. Like, well, I did fuck
now
up.
he
so.
gotta go out there with the vultures.
Mm.
No, I think like especially
that's
if
interesting.
she's very forgiving, takes him back, they kind of
You
make it
hurt-
through it.
You,
I guess.
you hurt the
I
ones
guess.
you love the most.
Yeah, and
You know what I'm
that's terrible.
saying?
That's a terrible.
But it's a thing that
it's a-
happens.
yes, but I think we can also try to be like better. Can we try to be better?
How?
You can acknowledge.
not
you see-
doing the
okay,
shit
Daughters fight with mothers. Sons argue with
yeah, but-
dads.
Okay, so the solution is just to accept it.
The
The
sol-
solution is just that this is
Right.
what it is, so let's just accept it. So now you just have a society that keeps breaking down and breaking down and breaking down. And you're like, well, this is what it's been for thousands of years, so let's just keep doing it. No, the whole point of humanity is that we evolve, we grow. Look from 1,000 years how far like humans have come, right?
and going backwards on things too.
I'm sure they have.
Accountability. When do men
Yeah,
take
I'm sure
accountability?
they have, but we can't say we progress in so many different areas, right? But we can't consciously say, damn, we really hurt the people that we love the most. All of us are like, yeah, I'm doing the work. I'm healing. I'm taking care of myself. I'm healing. I'm growing. But you can't take accountability that you're hurting the person that's closest to you
Right.
and figure out, how do we go from here? We can do that. You can be lazy and say, there's nothing we could do. We've been doing it for thousands of years. That's the lazy answer.
Right. I feel like
I like that.
especially with men, it's like they'll do things, right, to like really push the buttons. And it's like when a female leaves, it's like all of a sudden,
It's a shock.
so you're the victim here? Like
Yeah.
you
Yeah, she
literally
victimized
did
me.
X, Y, and Z. She finally left,
Yeah.
and she's the wrong one?
Yeah. She is.
She gets bashed
Yeah.
because she
Because I feel like I was in that situation. I feel like, there were a lot of notions. I'm not saying, listen, he wasn't the worst person on earth. I'm not going to say that.
I respect you for respecting him.
No, yeah, I mean,
'Cause I
listen.
know you could really say
It's a
things.
long time
No.
to share your life with someone.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, we went through a lot, you know what I mean? Like, so you do things, but you don't rectify behaviors. And then someone leaves, and I'm wrong?
Yeah.
That's insane. That's insane.
Where'd you leave?
Well, he wasn't ready to grow up. He wasn't ready to grow up. He liked to go out a lot. And listen, I was in the music industry. I went out too, but just not to that degree. At a certain point, it's like, well, when do you stop?
What did you want him to do? Stay home?
Not all the time, but yeah, like, you know what it was? I wanted him to want to come home. And I think that's the difference, right? I think that sometimes you go out and you're like, oh, I can't wait to go home to so-and-so because I miss them. You know what I mean? Like, I want you to want to come home. And that was the difference.
I don't know any guy who's like rushing to come home all the time.
No, that's not true. I think that there are certain men out there that be like, you know what? I miss my wife or my girl. See, look at that. Okay.
No, but I think
We're not gonna get into
And
that.
I'm not saying all the time. I'm not saying all the
Right.
time, but once in a while, it would be nice for you to be like, you know what? I miss her. I'm going home. I'm going home early, guys. Once in a while.
I think even the dudes.
That bothers you.
Yeah, that used to bother me.
Did you communicate that in a way that he understood?
I feel like I tried. Maybe now after I communicate once or twice at a normal,
normal.
as a normal human being, after that, I probably got a little irate, or not irate, but like I would have an attitude. I think my communication, I could have had better communication.
But do you think that like everybody communicates differently, right?
Mm-hmm.
If somebody goes out a lot, do you think, because communication, one thing I did learn is really how people connect. But communication language is probably more important than love language, right?
Yes.
People say they communicate through love language, but communication language, right? Make me understand something so I could make you understand something so we could meet. Like I could be like, look, I feel like I'm not ready to be coming home yet. I think in a couple of years I will. But right now I'm still going through it and my thing.
But we're in our 30s at this point.
I understand
Right.
that. I understand that. But
If I tolerated you going out a lot all these years, at this point, enough is enough. But I will say that my communication style, I probably could have been a little more maybe loving. Like, oh, I wish you would want to come up. I guess.
but that's not even you.
No, it's not. I mean, it may be me the first time, but the second or third, now I'm just
So
have
what
an
you gonna do? You
attitude
just gonna wow and just have
No,
an attitude?
I'm gonna have an attitude. Yeah, if I communicate to you once or twice about my emotions and how your actions made me feel, and you continue to do the same thing over and over again, how many times am I gonna explain to you in a nice manner
But that's
that your actions are bothering me?
now. Look, I'm gonna tell you something, right? I see your. This is me just talking off the
Oh,
cuff.
he about to read me, huh?
I'm not even trying to read you, but I'm just telling you off the
you gonna
cuff
say?
what I
Let's say.
see. I'm gonna tell you what I see.
Okay, what do you see?
I can see you. Your style is more like this. Hey, listen. On Fridays, on Wednesdays, and on Thursdays, that's our day. You want to go out after that?
Not necessarily. No, not necessarily. Because I had my own life. Remember, at this point, I'm at double XL. Like,
You're
I'm going
busy.
to events. I'm busy too. I think that, we hit a rough patch. And, and we were supposed to get married. I canceled a wedding because I felt like he was outside too much. And I think that after that happened, we had animosity towards each other. So towards
Yeah.
the end of the relationship, it was just like, I think we still had love for each other, but we got together so young. And I think that's the issue, is that we got together so young.
It's a young.
We got
thing.
together. He was 19, I was 21. So we got together so young.
No breaks.
No breaks.
Oh no, you need to breathe.
This is what I'm saying. No breaks. And we lived together the whole time.
A man needs some breathing space.
No, it was the whole time. So listen, it is what it is. I think that, we got together too young. Obviously mistakes were made. And at a certain point, it's like you can't forgive because, too much has been done. But listen, we had our good times. It is.
But you're capable of a long-term relationship.
I don't like being
Obviously.
outside. I don't like being outside in these
All right,
streets.
so before we wrap, Bianca, definitely this was really good.
Yes.
Would love to have this again and
Okay,
have
yeah,
a
I'm
conversation. I think it's a good flow.
Into the topic.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about the topic. We didn't talk about the topic, but I think I like the flow of the conversation. But before we go,
Okay.
if you were to pick in a relationship for 15 years, single for 4, I always hear something different with people. Do you think you're having a better time being single, or do you think you had a better time being in a relationship?
I think being single, I was able to like find myself because I was always like wrapped up. I went from being a big sister and like being my mom's right hand to being in a relationship. So I never had that time to focus on me and get to know who I was as an individual. I'd much rather be in a relationship. I'd rather be in a partnership. The streets are trash. I'd rather like come home and know that I have this one person that loves me unconditionally and is rocking out with me, you know?
And you're fully monogamous.
Yes.
And the last thing he needs to bring, if he had to bring one thing to the table that's that's not a deal breaker versus one thing that is a deal breaker.
It has to be funny. Funny is important to me.
Okay. And a deal breaker would be?
A deal breaker. Oh, I don't know. I mean, we can go as far as like
Just one.
not having ambition. Gotta have ambition. I'm not saying you gotta be rich, but you gotta have ambition.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. This was
for
fun.
having me. We're gonna be back. We're gonna be back.
I'm telling you, I get on here, guys. Let me tell you something. We get on here. We always talk to 2 people, the professional one, and then after 3 seconds, fuck all that shit. But I love it. I love it. Thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Big shout out to Bianca for coming through. You guys gonna see more of her. Hopefully, we do a little bit more of this.
Yes.
And peace. Thank you, Marie. Oh,
I said peace.
all right.